Shalom. Call Halayim La Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, who rule and teach well, and a sincere shalom to 144,001 third. Now, I'm going to cover a few topics in this video. The first thing is Russia had a terrorist attack, and now Russia is pointing the finger with confirmation, not just finger pointing, but confirmation that the 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 people that came in and did what they did on Russian territory, which is being deemed as a terrorist attack, was done by mercenaries in the Ukraine, and they were funded by the U.S. and the U.K. Now, the U.S. also gave out a warning to the U.S. embassy in Russia about pretty much before this event even happened, so that's suspicious as well. And the U.S. is pretty much saying that they had intel that was going to happen beforehand and that they didn't necessarily have anything to do with it. Nonetheless, things are 100% heating up for Babylon the Great in the whole world in its entirety. And this place is finna head out the door. It's finna be a worldwide collapse. Jacob's trouble. Because Jacob's trouble will be everywhere, essentially. It's not just going to be um, in Babylon the Great or the Americas or Edomite countries or westernized countries. It's going to be every single country on the planet Earth, because the Israelites, Jacob, has been scattered everywhere um, on earth. Onkimeni. All right. Let's go to Jeremiah 30. Jeremiah 30 and 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. And it's not talking about a 24-hour period. It's talking about a time which could be months, weeks, years. Okay? It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So Jacob, Yaquab, all right, the Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel, are going to be saved out of Jacob's trouble. And not all of Israel, one third being headed by the 144,000. That's who's going to be saved out of this time, all right, like never before. Let's go to Daniel, the book of Daniel 12 and 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. So Jacob's trouble is Jacob's trouble is not going to be an economic collapse. All right. Jacob's trouble is not going to be boomsticks versus boomsticks. Jacob's trouble is not going to be a black plague. Jacob's trouble is not going to be a combination of all those things. Jacob's trouble is going to be beyond that. Now, of course, you're going to have those things in the midst of Jacob's trouble, but the key words is a time like never before. A time like never before. So what's coming, Jacob's trouble has never, what we're going to see in Jacob's trouble, if we're amongst that, all right, and be delivered from it, is going to be something that has never happened before and never will happen again. So what does that tell you about the judgment that's coming to this place, particularly Babylon the Great? Because Babylon the Great is going to get hit the hardest. Why? Because the Israelites are here. All right, the deliverance of Israel is going to be here in Babylon the Great. On top of that, Babylon the Great is that wicked kingdom that needs to be destroyed. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 16 and 31. Even so, in those days, there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses with the sword. So in the midst of Jacob's trouble, you're going to have some people before and after the nuclear destruction. You're going to have people roaming around on the earth. All right, and they're gonna have weapons. They're gonna have guns. They're gonna have knives, bow and arrows, crossbows, left hand spiritual power. They're gonna have power. They're gonna have a weapon, and with that weapon, they're gonna search through homes, through towns, through bunkers, through everywhere where people dwell, and to pillage them. They're gonna kill them, tie them up, do whatever they want to them. All right, eat them, grape them. All right, take their resources, Take their women, take them, men, women, children, animals, everybody. All right, everything that's can be considered a resource. That's what that means, searching a house with a sword. And here in Babylon the Great is going to be the worst of that. There's more bullets than food. There's more bullets than food here in Babylon the Great. So what does that tell you? You see, I seen a point being made by the Canadian prepper. Now he wasn't 100% accurate, but it was still a spiritual thing that he said. He was talking about in Palestine that there's no looting and pillaging and apocalyptic things going on over there, even though that they're at war. But here in America, it's already super competitive as is. So imagine when a Palestine type situation happens here. Now the reason why it's spiritual is because the Heavenly Father put a certain spirit upon Babylon the Great to have it to where it is now. And it's going to get worse. Let's get that. Matthew 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So as society worsens, as mass layoffs happen, as the AI takeover increases, you're going to have people become more heartless. They're going to become more ruthless. You're going to have people going around robbing each other. You're going to have predators lying in wait. It's going to come a point in time where you're going to have large groups of men waiting outside these banks in a mass number. Not they already do it now, but I'm talking about a very frequent thing to where it's like a norm. Like people understand that. All right, and they're gonna have to. It's gonna be like Wild Wild West. You're gonna have people roaming around, open carry, large groups just waiting outside grocery stores, and whoever come out with the largest booty, right, which is a large haul of groceries, they gonna stick you up for it. That's the type of things that's gonna happen in the build up to Jacob's trouble, in the midst of Jacob's trouble, on top of the judgment, the indignation, the chaos that the Heavenly Father is going to put upon this earth. Because Jacob's trouble is going to happen everywhere. It's going to happen in Palestine. It's going to happen in Russia. And it's going to be like a time like never before. You got to understand that this is going to be a time like never before. This is not something that has happened before. So we can only imagine what Jacob's trouble will be like. We can only imagine it. Now, another point I want to make is I seen on one of the brothers' pages, Amawan Gabar, he was going into how the eclipse is making an X, and the 2017 where it first made the line, and then this year making another line to create the X, it's exactly 6,666 days apart. On top of that, I seen a post. I think I took a screenshot of it. Let me see. And on this post, should be somewhere in here. You're gonna see Jupiter, Venus, Comet 12P, and the eclipse. On top of that, this post has four sixes, 6666. Now that's spiritual. That's a very spiritual thing, man. The Heavenly Father is about to bring mass judgment upon this place known as Babylon the Great. Let's get this right here. And this is Esau. Esau Esau is not the one doing this. This is the Heavenly Father. This is Luke 21:11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines and pestilences, and fearful sights and great signs shall there be from heaven. So this is just one of those great signs in heaven. There's going to be more to come, and more spectacular ones to come. And um, especially people that never really left the city, just been in your city the whole life, or very high level light polluted areas, you can't really see the stars at night. Like for me, I never fully seen the stars in the quote unquote Milky Way, right? Where you just see the near infinite amount of stars just are in the sky. And when this power go out, it's not going to be any more light pollution. So imagine 24/7 at night, you just seeing the whole night sky, and then it just insane things start happening. You might see like how Shah is going to come back with that massive chariot. Imagine something like that, just in the sky, just moving around, just shooting down laser beams, just disintegrating everything. It's going to get real wild here in this place known as uh, Babylon the Great, the United States of America. Now let me get this right here. This is Luke 12:1. In the meantime, when there were gathered together an innumerable multitude of people, insomuch that they trod one upon another, he began to say unto his disciples, first of all, beware ye of the leaven of the Pharisees, which is hypocrisy. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear and closets shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. So everything that goes about on this earth is going to be revealed, good and bad, and you can't hide from the Heavenly Father's judgment. You can't run from the Heavenly Father's judgment. Every idle word, you're gonna have to take account for that. This is verse 5. But I will forewarn you whom ye shall fear. Fear him which after he hath killed hath power to cast into hell. Yeah, I say unto you, fear him. And that's not literally talking about uh, you die and your spirit is burning. That's talking about when you die and then the Heavenly Father brings you back on the earth and your arm is missing. He brings you back on the earth in a captivity. All right? And that's what happened to the children of Israel. You had Jake's you had Israelites that wasn't even in captivity here in Babylon the Great, but through the regeneration cycle, they was birthed straight into captivity. That's hell. Let me get this right here. Um, give me a moment. This is Ecclesiastes, um, 12th chapter. Then shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return to the Most High who gave it. So when you die, your spirit goes into what, the third heaven, where the Heavenly Father is. Now let me get this account. This is Hebrews 9:27. And it reads, and as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this, the judgment. So when you die, that's when that judgment takes place. That counsel takes place to what your punishment or reward is going to be. Now, what is that? Where is that judgment going to play out at? All right, where does that judgment play out at? This is Ecclesiastes 3:16. Moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, in the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. So that judgment plays out what, on earth. But the only nation that's gonna die and just not come back is you Edomites, because your role on the earth is gonna be done with once you're done with your captivity. And that's it for this lesson. Adawan Ratazah. It was edifying. Shalom.